The book that I have decided to read is the third novel of Dan Brown, sequel of The Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons, all optimally changed in cinematographic works by Ron Howard. Daniel Garrett Brown, known as Dan Brown, was born in Exeter in 1974, son of a mathematician and a musician. Just from the childhood, the theme of the contrast between science and religion was a part of his life, because his father had a mind more scientific, while his mother was more religious. Fascinated by anagrams and mystery due to the passion of his father for the riddles, all this will help him so much during the creation of his novels. Ended his Catholic studies in 1982, Brown continued his studies at Amherst College, where he graduated in 1986. He has studied for a short period at the University of Seville. In 1993, he came back in New Hampshire and started to teach literature. But in 1996, he left his work and decided to start his career of novelist. Inferno, third book of Dan Brown, tells the story of our beloved Professor Robert Langdon, that is, this time is mixed up in a world intrigue that could change completely our world. The book narrates the events of Robert Langdon from the awakening in a hospital in Florence with an amnesia. Here he meets Sienna Brooks, his doctor, that after we will discover that she is the lover of Bertrand Zobrist, a famous genetist that has created a pathogen. Without his memory, Robert will discover through a set of riddles that all what happened to him was only a plan of Zobrist, made to distract him. From Florence to Venice, passing for Istanbul, Langdon will get back his memory, and he will discover the plan of Zobrist. Helped before by Sienna and after by the OMS, Langdon will find the box with the pathogen, but he will discover that is only a deception because the plague that Zobrist created is revealed to be a vector virus that randomly activates to employ DNA modification to cause sterility in one third of humans and is already in the air. Sienna was trying to destroy this virus, but she didn't know the real plan of her lover and that the virus was already in the air. The plan of Zobrist was to distract Robert from the real pathogen with the help of the organization consortium that, through deception, had made believe to the professor that he had betrayed his government. The book ends with Sienna that obtain the amnesty. The consortium leader gets arrested, while Langdon returns to his house, conscious that the world was changing. The movie of Ron Howard accurately traces the events of the book, from the hospital escape to all the events of Florence, Venice, and Istanbul, and all seasoned with the beautiful filming of these cities and artworks that surround the events of the book and of the movie. Unfortunately, the end of the movie is completely different from the book. In fact, if in the book we discover that the plan of Zobrist became reality, in the work of Ron Howard, the pathogen is stopped by Langdon. This choice has been criticized a lot in the past, considered too do-gooder and only a simple good ending, but probably the director decides that the end of the book could be too strong for the mass audience that would see the movie. One of the key themes of Inferno is the overpopulation that, with the evolution of the story, become the reading key of the book. The author, already from the first pages, introduced to us Bertrand Zobrist, that at first we could think that he is the villain of the story, but knowing his real plan and his ideas, he shows us a completely different reality. The ability of Dan Brown consists of giving to his charter a strong ideal that contrasts with the common morality, but someone could share this idea for a different future. We know that the problem of the overpopulation is behind us, and it could hit our reality. We know that the resources of our planet are not unlimited. Also, the space is every year less, while the population is always higher. Here, the ideal of Zobrist changed from a crazy bad idea to something that could have a logic sense. Right, no one must become a god that can decide who can live or who can die. However, if we could have a way to save our future, what will we do? The author put us in front of these choices, giving us the possibility to think about that problem. In the movie, we haven't this possibility. Yes, we have a good ending, but the movie removes us the possibility to have an opinion on a problem that always is overshadowed. Clearly, this book is not at the same level of the other milestones of the past, but then, with his simplicity in every novels, talks about important topics, knowing that his novels are for a most audience due to the notoriety obtained with the Code of Da Vinci. Personally, I have decided to talk about this particular book, both because I am a big fan of Dan Brown, but also because the themes of his work are strictly linked to the reality that we are living with the COVID-19. Obviously, we can't compare these two pathogens, but only thinking that we live in a reality where a global pandemic exists and have stopped our life for a lot of time. Why we can't believe that in the future something like the idea of Zobrist will not exist, and maybe will become the only way to save our planet and the future generation. Still today, the origin of COVID is a mystery. The reality is near to the fantasy, and the future from this topic could be a reality. Personally, I prefer more the book compared to the movie. In contrast with his prequel, Inferno is not the most important work of Dan Brown, but is a good product that both fans and not can enjoy. Unfortunately, the theme of the book disappears in the movie. There are a lot of amazing filming of the Italian cities and picture of the Renaissance, but this movie remains anonymous, without the incredible impact of its true prequel, Inferno, still remain in their shadow, a missed opportunity.